There's a particular kind of tiredness that brings people here on a Friday night, or any night for that matter. It's not just the tiredness of a long week, though that is real and I do want to acknowledge it. It's the deeper tiredness that comes from trying all week, all month, perhaps for much longer than that, to manage things that will not be managed, to hold together things that keep threatening to come apart, to keep your hands around outcomes that slip through your fingers no matter how tightly you grip. The exhaustion of trying to control what cannot be controlled is one of the most depleting things a human being can do. And most of us do it almost constantly, without ever quite naming it as that. If that's where you are tonight, if some part of you is still gripping onto something, still trying to think your way to certainty, still carrying the weight of something that's not entirely yours to carry, then you are exactly where you need to be. This hour is for putting it down. Not forever, not with any grand resolution, simply for tonight, opening your hands, letting the grip loosen, allowing the things that are not yours to manage find their own way, in their own time, without your exhausted vigilance keeping watch over them all night long. Now, find your position, the one that says, I am staying. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. Let the weight of the week settle into whatever is beneath you. Take a breath in all the way down. And as you let it go, feel something just slightly begin to release. Good. We'll begin there. I'd like to talk about control for a moment, not as a problem to be fixed, but as something to be understood. The desire to control outcomes is not a character flaw. It is, in many ways, a sign of someone who cares deeply, who takes responsibility seriously, who understands that actions have consequences and wants to steer those consequences toward good. These are not small things. The impulse behind the need to control is often love or conscientiousness, or a deep investment in the people and situations we're responsible for. But the need to control can, over time, become its own kind of trap. It can begin to colonize our mental space, to crowd out the present moment with anxious projections into a future that hasn't arrived, to exhaust us with the effort of monitoring, adjusting, preparing for, and mentally rehearsing things that are, at their core, outside our hands. And the painful truth is that no amount of mental effort changes what happens. Outcomes are shaped by our actions, yes, but they are also shaped by the actions of others, by timing, by circumstances, by the vast and largely invisible movement of a world that is not under our direction. We are not as in control as we feel we need to be. And somewhere beneath the busy management of everything, we know that. And the knowing is frightening. And the response to the fright is to grip harder. I want to name some of the things that the need to control costs us. Not to make you feel bad about it, only to make the cost visible, so that releasing it feels like something worth doing. It costs us sleep. The mind that is trying to control outcomes does not rest easily. It stays partially awake, monitoring, problem solving, rehearsing. Even in sleep it is working. And the cumulative sleep debt of years of anxious vigilance is significant. It costs us presence. When we are managing outcomes in our heads, we are not fully in the room, not fully in the conversation, not fully in the moment that is actually happening, because we are already in a moment we are trying to prevent or produce. And it costs us trust. Trust in ourselves, that we can handle whatever comes, even if it's not what we planned. Trust in others, that they are capable, that they do not need our constant management. And trust in life itself, that it's not fundamentally hostile that it's not waiting to punish every lapse of vigilance with catastrophe. I have done what I can. What remains is not mine to carry tonight. Let that be true for you, even partially, even just for this hour. I have done what I can. What remains is not mine to carry tonight. There's a question I want to gently offer you. You don't have to answer it now or ever if it doesn't serve you. The question is simply this: what would it feel like to trust that things can unfold without your supervision? Not blindly, not passively, but with the quiet confidence of someone who has done their part, who has thought carefully, acted honestly, loved well, and is now willing to let the rest be as it is. What would that feel like in your body? Before we begin to let things go, I want to acknowledge what you are actually carrying tonight. Not in a general way, specifically, because the things we are trying to control have names, even if we don't always say them out loud. And there's something important about naming them. When we name a thing, we make it real and bounded. It becomes a specific weight of a specific size, rather than the shapeless, enormous, all-consuming cloud of dread that unnamed worry tends to become. So let's name some of them. Some of these may be yours tonight, some may not. Take what fits and leave the rest. Perhaps you are carrying something about someone you love, a worry about their health, or their choices, or the direction of their life. The particular helplessness of watching someone you would do anything for move through something difficult, and knowing that your love, however fierce, cannot fix it or prevent it or speed them through it. Perhaps you are carrying something about work, an outcome that is pending, a decision that's not entirely yours to make, a situation that depends on other people's responses or timelines, and that you are monitoring with quiet, constant, exhausting attention as if watching it hard enough will influence how it resolves. Perhaps you are carrying something about money, the particular anxiety of financial uncertainty, which has a way of feeling all-consuming, as if the worry itself is a form of preparation, as if relaxing for a single night would be irresponsible given what is at stake. Perhaps you are carrying something about your health or someone else's. The body's small signals that the mind magnifies into questions. The waiting, the not knowing, the particular vulnerability of being in a body that can be fragile, in a life that can change. Or perhaps it's something else entirely, something I haven't named, something specific to your life and your particular moment that is sitting with you right now in this dark room. You know what it is. You don't have to say it. Just feel its shape. I see you carrying it. I want you to know that the carrying is real and it's hard, and the fact that you are still here, still trying, still showing up, still reaching toward rest, even in the middle of it all, is something worth acknowledging. You are doing something courageous tonight. You are trying to put it down, even just for a few hours, even just enough to sleep. It takes courage to rest when things are unresolved. I am that courageous tonight. It takes courage to rest when things are unresolved. I am that courageous tonight. Now we're going to count down from 10 to 1. With each number, something is set down, not solved, not resolved, not fixed, simply placed gently on a table in the dark, out of your hands, no longer yours to grip tonight. You can pick it up again in the morning if you need to, but tonight it rests here, separate from you, held by something larger than your vigilance. Close your eyes. Feel your hands. Are they open or closed? Let them open now, softly, completely. Palms facing upward if that feels natural. Feel the openness of them. These are the hands that have been gripping. Tonight, they're going to learn how to release. Let's begin. 10. Take a long, slow breath in. And as you breathe out, feel your whole body begin to soften. The breath leaving your body is the first small act of release. You are already beginning. You are already letting go. 9. Bring to mind the thing you have been gripping most tightly tonight. You don't have to name it. Just feel its weight in your hands. Feel how tightly you've been holding it. And now, very gently, imagine placing it down, not throwing it away, not abandoning it, simply setting it on a surface beside you. It is still there, but it's no longer in your hands. 8. Feel your hands open a little more now. The muscles in your palms, in your fingers, let them go completely soft. Your hands have been working hard, gripping, managing, holding together. They can be still now, warm and open and still. Notice how different open hands feel from closed ones. That difference is what release feels like in the body. Your shoulders now. Everything you carry lives here eventually. Let them fall completely, all the way down, further than feels comfortable. The worries about other people, the responsibilities that are not entirely yours, the outcomes you have been trying to steer. Feel all of that leave your shoulders as they drop. You're not carrying anyone else tonight. You are only being you, here in this bed, breathing. Six, your chest, your heart, the seat of all the caring that produces the worry. Feel your chest be open, wide and soft and unheld. The love that lives here doesn't need anxiety to validate it. It is real and present and enormous, regardless of whether you are worrying. You can love the people you love and still rest. You can care about the outcomes you care about and still sleep. The love does not require the suffering. Five, your stomach. The gut that has been tightening all week in response to the things that cannot be controlled. Breathe into it now. Let it be completely soft. There is no threat here. There is nothing arriving in this room tonight that requires your body to stay alert. The alarm system can rest. The watchfulness can stand down. You are safe here. This room is safe. This night is safe. Four, the mind now. That magnificent, exhausted mind that has been running scenarios all week. Give it one instruction, and only one. Nothing to solve tonight. No scenario to run. No preparation to make. No outcome to steer. Just nothing. Let it be as still as water in a glass that no one is touching. Watch the thoughts arise and watch them pass. You are not your thoughts. You are the stillness in which they move. Three, everything else now, all the unnamed worries, all the background hum of things pending and unresolved, all the small anxieties that don't even have a clear shape, only a feeling, that low frequency unease that has become so familiar. You've almost forgotten it isn't supposed to be there. Imagine gathering all of it gently, the way you'd gather something scattered, and placing it in a bowl beside the bed. It will be there in the morning. It has not been abandoned, but tonight it rests separately from you, and you rest separately from it. Two, your whole body now, from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet, completely held by the surface beneath you. Not one part of you is required to hold itself up. Not one part of you is required to hold anything up. The bed, the floor, the earth, all of it is doing that work. You are simply here, a person at rest, a person who has tried hard this week and is now finally allowed to stop. Feel your hands still open, still soft, still empty. This is what release feels like. One, you have set it down. For tonight, all of it, as much as you are able, you have set it down. And what remains when the hands are empty is something quieter and older and more reliable than any of the things you are gripping. What remains is you, simply, completely you at rest. Warm, breathing, safe, enough. I'd like to tell you something about what happens when we let go. We imagine that if we stop gripping, everything will fall, that our vigilance is the only thing standing between the life we have and the disaster we fear. That if we relax, truly relax, for a single night, something terrible will take advantage of the gap. But that is not what happens. When we open our hands, what we discover is that things were being held all along, not by us, but by something larger, by the ordinary resilience of the people we love, by the fact that most outcomes, even difficult ones, are not actually catastrophic, by time, which has a way of moving things forward without our assistance, by life itself, which is not our enemy, however much fear insists it is. The things you're worried about tonight are not resting on your vigilance alone. They exist in a wider context of other people, other forces, other forms of care and competence and love that are not yours but are real nonetheless. And you are not the only thing standing between the people you love and harm. You are one thing, and tonight, one thing is enough. Life can hold what I cannot. I trust the larger holding. Let that sink into you for a moment. Life can hold what I cannot. I trust the larger holding. There is a quality that the Stoics called the dichotomy of control, the clear-eyed recognition of what is in our power and what is not as resignation, but as liberation. Because when we stop trying to manage what we cannot manage, all that energy, all that anxious vigilance and mental effort becomes available for something else, for presence, for rest, for the actual living of the life we have been so busy protecting. You have done what you can. The actions you could take, you have taken, or will take in the morning when you are rested. The love you could give, you have given, the care you could offer, you have offered. What remains? The outcome still pending, the future still unwritten, the other people still making their own choices in their own lives. What remains is not yours tonight. And releasing it is not giving up. It is wisdom. It is the particular wisdom of someone who has learned slowly and perhaps painfully the difference between what they can shape and what they must trust. I release what I cannot control. I trust what I cannot see. I rest in what I know. Just one more time, you might like to repeat these in your head. I release what I cannot control. I trust what I cannot see. I rest in what I know. Feel your body in this moment. The weight of it held, the breath of it moving without your instruction, the warmth of it faithful, constant, entirely untroubled by the outcomes you have been worrying about. Your body is not worried. Your body is at rest, here, now, in this room. That is information. Your body knows something your anxious mind sometimes forgets. That this moment, right now, in this room, in this breath, is safe. Somewhere tonight, a river is moving. Without effort, without anxiety about where it is going or how long it will take, or what it will find when it arrives. It simply moves, shaped by the land, carried by gravity. finding the path of least resistance with complete and unself-conscious ease. It does not grip its banks. It does not try to control its direction. It simply flows. And somewhere tonight, seeds are drifting on the air. Released from whatever held them. They are carried by something they cannot see towards somewhere they cannot know. And this is not frightening for them. This is simply what they do. They let go. They trust the carrying. They arrive in time, exactly where they are supposed to be. You are more like the river and the seed than you usually remember. You are part of a life that is larger than your management of it. And tonight, in this room, in this dark, in this breath, you are being carried to, not falling, carried. The things you love are held by more than your worry. The outcomes you hope for are shaped by more than your control. And you, right now, in this moment, are held by something that does not require you to do anything. You can rest. Everything that matters is still held. You can rest. Let these words carry you the rest of the way to sleep. You don't have to hold them, only let them hold you. My hands are open. I release what is not mine. Life holds what I cannot. I rest. I trust. I am free. My hands are open. I release what is not mine. Life holds what I cannot. I rest. I trust. I am free. My hands are open. I release what is not mine. Life holds what I cannot. I rest. I trust. I am free. My hands are open. I release what is not mine. Life holds what I cannot. I rest. trust. I am free. Here is another video to help you drift off to sleep tonight.